America's heartland. This is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa. GJRB News. I'm Gary Russin. Here are the stories I'll be covering for you, and I'll be talking about on the Gary Russin program. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary J. Russin in the GJR News Desk. Here's some of the stories we're covering for you in the newsroom this afternoon. Obama has agreed to 80% of Iran's demands for nuke talks. Also in the news, earthquake 5.0 offshore of Africa. These stories and more, and all coming up next on GJRB Online. And here we go. Here's a look at the forecast. A quick moving disturbance is coming across the northeast USA and producing light to moderate snow from Pennsylvania to Maine, like they haven't had enough already. Well, once the surface low emerges over the waters of the Atlantic Ocean, intensification is the part. As the forecast to occur for this will be likely a result of a heavier band of snow developing over Maine, New Hampshire, and the eastern Massachusetts. This will event considerable weaker, more, where was I? Lost my place. Anyway, more weaker system. Conditions will become increasingly wet over the northeast. Details on your local weather, log on to the Weather Channel's website at www.theweatherchannel.com. Type in your city and watch the Weather Channel. Local people learning how to cook with farmers in your area. For weather on 24/7. The Weather Channel. Now, the Gary Russin program. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. And news just ahead of our smooth afternoon here on GJRB. Israeli officials told Channel 10 on Friday that they are convinced that Obama's administration has already agreed to most of Iran's demands in the P5+1 negotiations over Islamic Republic's nuclear program. According to unnamed officials in Washington, they have given the Iranians 80% of what they want, not of the negotiations. Channel 10 reported Jerusalem officials appear alarmed at the prospect that the United States will soon strike a deal with the Iranian regime that will leave it with a breakout point months before it can to gallop toward the bomb. And according to unnamed officials in Washington, they have given Iranians 80% of what they want, not out of the negotiations. Jerusalem officials appear to be alarmed at this prospect that the United States will soon strike that deal with Iran. In other news this afternoon, Biggs challenges the USA Today opinion columnist Alex Barazell in a debate regarding the efficacy of flu and measles vaccines. Barazell recently penned a piece recalling the parents who refuse to vaccine their children could be thrown in jail. And I'll be talking about this on my next Gary Russin program, because this is one of those stories that really alarms me to no end, folks. On the next Gary Russin program, I'm going to be talking about this. It's showing that the U.S. government is slowly killing us off. And I knew that all along. I'll be talking about this coming up on the Gary Russin program. That'll be on our Gary Russin program live on GJRB on Monday, February 10th, right here, February 9th, right here on GJRB. So tune in for that. And finally, it looks like another earthquake happened offshore. A magnitude 5.0 earthquake struck offshore in Africa. That's just in. in our GJRB news desk. I'll have details on that when I get them. But a 5.0 earthquake off the coast of Africa. News when you need it, and news you won't get anywhere else. GJRB Online News on the Hour. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russin program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB. This spring, another spectacular. New shows will be revealed. Favorites will continue. Spring Spectacular this March on GJRB. And news of interest in our GJRB news desk comes from KYW in Philadelphia. One day after President Obama was in Philadelphia to talk with Democratic legislative leaders meeting here in the policy conference, Vice President Joe Biden was also in town that day in Philly in his own pep talk to the party luminaries. That's right, Biden was there visiting in Philadelphia, and according to KYW's report, there's a video on here on this, and I will post this later on my Facebook page. But according to the CBS Philadelphia, Biden was in town, and he sounded like a coach. He sounded like a coach in the leaders' meeting of the policy conference. In general point, Democrats took a beating in last November's election because of the tough decisions that had to be made. But at one point he pointed out the country is seeing gains because of its policy decisions. I'll have more details on that story and a whole lot more coming up throughout the afternoon here on GJRB. Gary Russin, GJRB Online News.
Attention musicians, if you're starting a band or just starting a solo act on your own, go to the place on the internet where you can get equipment at great prices. HelloMusic.com. They have guitars, amps, mixers, and microphones, some at great low prices. Log on today and look at the equipment and the prices. www.hellomusic.com. Like them on Facebook for chances to win guitars, mics, and other band equipment. Remember the name, Hello Music.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hey, alright, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
And hello everyone, welcome to an afternoon of smooth jazz on GJRB, getting you started on a weekend of getting started with a weekend of great jazz by taking you home, wherever you may be, listening on your portable devices all over the United States, riding home with the best sound of smooth jazz. Hi everyone, I'm Gary J. Welcome to Smooth Afternoon. In the background, you're listening to artists, brand new artists, emerging artists always here on the show, because this is just another franchise show of up and coming. This new artist is named Finsky, and you're hearing in the background now is called Love 345 on Smooth Afternoon.
Fabulous. Love 345 getting us started on our smooth afternoon. Here on GJRB Online, Gary J. Russin with you here on our Friday afternoon rundown. And it's a once monthly thing we hear on GJRB, but sometimes we do 2 weeks in a row. And next Friday, we'll be back on with this very same show. Smooth afternoon here on GJRB. So I hope you'll tune in for that. But of course, this week, let's just keep on thinking about that. Best in smooth jazz in the afternoon. We're taking a break here. Be right back with more smooth jazz coming your way right here on GJRB Online. So hang in there. More smooth jazz coming up in the next break. Got some new smooth jazz artists for you right here on GJRB.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website purely devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online, it's up